Okay, great. I actually like this question, question 251, because I think it's quite straight. When I say straight, I'm sure you've read it and you probably like it too. It kind of goes, when I say it, we have looked at Maxi Min, blah, 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 Maxi Max. But this question is looking at expected values. So this person has a couple of options. Sell this thing for £30 or sell it for 35. And the scenario is that if we sell it at 30, at these volumes, we get these profits. If we sell it at 35, at these volumes, we get these profits. I mean, there are probabilities, of course, attached to this. And so, given that, the first question starts off asking us so you can see, again, like I say, oh, perfect, it says, what is the expected value of profit for the £30 option? And expected value is average, ultimately, if you remember. So they're asking us, what is the expected value? Let me see if I can almost map, if I can catch these two on the same screen at the same time. Yeah, so what is the expected value for the £30 price option? I can almost do this. Oh, no, I'm going to have to use a separate screen, but because it totally resets my page whenever I try and make a page out of this. So I'm just going to open up a PowerPoint document very quickly so we can sort of write on that. And what we now have is this. So we have here. So looking at that, in terms of expected values, at £30, let's look at it. What are we saying? Well, we know that the volumes are, if you like, well, 120,000, 110,000, 140,000, and we have the respective 740, 1310. If you like, just all the 3 zeros are there. So, I mean, this is a great question. I mean, here's the 0.4, 0.5, and 0.1. All I now literally have to do is to find that average plus 0.5 times 740 plus 0.1 times 1310. That's what expected values are, the average. And you bang all that out and you arrive at the healthy figure of 873,000. Right? Great. And then I'm going to do then it asks us for the expected value at the £35 option, which is what I'm doing. I'm literally doing the same thing again, but this I'm just going to write it out because I'm sure you're looking at your textbook. So that's 0.3 times 1172 plus 0.3 times 880 plus 0.4 times 742. Do all that and you should get 912,400. There you are. So those are the first two. So A is C and B is C. Sorry, question 1 is C and question 2 is C. Then question 3 leads us into this. Let's keep this and then open up a new page. Leads us into this sort of area. It says, what is the expected value? What is the correct? Yes, sorry. Yes. I can go back into the page now and just kind of see. So now, look at this. It goes on. It says, what is the? Here we are. What is the expected value? What is the correct definition of the Maxi Min decision rule? Now, Maxi Max was, listen, I'm totally optimistic. I'm going to go with the one that gives me the highest profit. I'm going to make the decision that gives me the highest profit. Maxi Min, it says, I'm going to look at all the decisions and I want to maximize, if you like, the one with the minimum, whatever the worst case scenario is. I want to pick the decision that maximizes. I'll lay out all the worst case decisions and whatever the best of those are, whatever the best case is of all the results. So I'll lay out all the worst results. Whatever the best is, I'll pick. So maximize the minimum, if you like, output. So under this rule, fundamentally, we're looking at B. The decision maker selects the alternatives which maximize the minimum payoff achievable. So we're looking at what's the minimum payoff achievable. Let's pick that option. Right? This is the Maximax in A, the Maximax here, and C is the this where we have this maximum regret rule, if you like, the third one. And there's nothing like D. That does not exist. Okay, right. And let's look at the question. So if you want to use the Maxi Min rule, let's go back to this and let's look at the scenarios. So if he decides to go with a £30, what is the worst case scenario? 740,000. If he decides to go with a 35, what is the worst case scenario? 742. So this guy who's using this rule is going to go for 35 because he's thinking, well, worst case scenario, the 742 will pop out. So I'm going to go with that. So your answer, therefore, is 35. That's what he's going to go with, right? So question 4 is B. Question 4 is B. And then so it's one of the ones we've actually done pretty quickly. Is it an exam? Is it past exam one? Yeah, 2014. That's good. So it could come out again. And then question 5, it says, what price should be chosen if they want to use the Maximax? Well, this is also a nice one. I'm thinking, okay, where are those? Who's giving me the best? What decision here? If I go with the £30, I can get as much as 1.31 million. If I go with 35, the max I'll get is 1.172. So I'm definitely going to go with £30 because make that decision. You could potentially get 1.31 million. So you're going to go with the £30. Right? So those are your answers. 1C, 2C, 3B, 4B, and 5 is A. Cool, awesome. Great stuff. See you in the next question.